Hey everyone, so today we are taking a look at the AI stock image market, namely those videos that I'm sure you've seen that claim that you can make, $700 a day selling Midjourney images on stock image sites. And listen, I'm not calling anybody out, but those videos are a little less than truthful. But that's not to say that you can't make money using, say, Midjourney images on stock image sites, but the claims of hundreds of dollars a day are greatly exaggerating, which does lead to the question, well, how much money can you make? Well, today I've got a legit answer for you from an inside source, plus I've got some tips on how to make images that will actually sell. I've got a website that you're definitely going to want to use in order to sell more, and we're going to take a look at some of the biggest mistakes that are made that will end up costing you time and therefore money. So again, I'm not going to call anybody out here, and obviously those thumbnails from earlier were fake, but after watching a bunch of them in order to prep for this video, there was this one common thing that I kept seeing that I wanted to tip you guys on so that you'll be aware next time one of these trends comes along. They'll have a dashboard and point out this person made $2,000 using this method, but what they fail to point out is that that's probably annual sales or in many cases, lifetime sales. So that's just something to keep an eye out for next time you see one of those use this secret AI method to print money type videos. That said, again, I do have some actual estimates on how much you can expect to make with AI stock photography coming up in a minute. But first, let's go over kind of the most important part, which is what kinds of images to generate, because you're not going to make money if nobody's buying what you're making. In general, it's best to aim for images with commercial appeal because that's who's buying. So if you upload a bunch of images of, say, Darth Vader doing a DJ set at Coachella, you're probably not going to get a lot of sales. So aim for more standard fare like apples on a counter or a bride on her wedding day. So pretty much every other video on this topic is going to give you the advice of going to the various stock image sites, seeing what is in their top sellers, and then replicating those images. I'm going a different direction. So while I do think that's a good strategy, and you probably should have a handful of those types of images in your pocket, the fact is that if you heard that advice, that means 10,000 other people also heard that advice, and that means that the market for those particular images are probably completely saturated by now. Instead, you can go upstream and check out sites like Adweek or MarketSplash and see what is trending in the world of advertising and marketing. Adweek is always a good one because it's literally geared towards people in marketing and advertising. So obviously, the images that they pick are going to be on the forefront of what is trending. And MarketSplash has a pretty good article on what is trending in photography in 2023. The link to that is down below, so you can scan through that and get some ideas. So in this case, let's just grab, let's say under this experimental photography one, let's grab this image. Describe returns us with 4 prompts. I ran all 4 of them. I ended up liking this one. Again, the idea here is to look for things that are happening in trends currently so that as they trickle down into the wider marketplace, you will have images that are basically waiting to catch those trends. So in order to talk actual money, I do want to disclose that today's sponsor is Wirestock.io. They are a free and easy to use website that will take your images and send them out to all the major stock platforms. They'll also handle all the metadata and tagging aspects of doing so. Now, I tell you that in full transparency because when they reached out to me for this video, I told them that I didn't want to do a hype video or set anybody up with unrealistic financial expectations. And let's face it, no one wants to see this thumbnail. And Wirestock responded, I agree with you on talking solely the truth. No need to exaggerate. You can naturally present Wirestock as the best platform to sell on multiple marketplaces and earn a side income. That emphasis on side income was theirs, and I respect that. We do have creators that have made tens of thousands of dollars. Those are typically the ones understanding the market and supplying a niche regularly. So yes, while that can be done, I think it's implied that that's after years of working within the system and developing a pro mentality and an understanding of what markets are looking for. So again, if you're just getting started, that's probably not going to happen. So I did just ask him, if somebody is just getting started, how much can they expect to make? Based on my insights, the typical Wirestock user can expect to earn somewhere between 30 to 100 plus a month, considering they do regular submissions. And I don't think that's anything to sneeze at. At its lowest, you've basically just paid for a Midjourney account. And, I don't think there's anybody in the world that would take offense at somebody putting $100 in their pocket. And considering you can take care of all of this in about 5 minutes by using Wirestock, trust me, it's a huge time and headache saver. So if you were on, say, Pond 5, you would have to upload your media. From there, there's a bunch of stuff you have to fill out, including the description, all of the tags, a lot of the metadata stuff. It's not overly hard. It's just, it takes a while. It's, I would say, between 3 and 5 minutes per image. And if you have 30 images, yeah, it's kind of exhausting. And there really is nothing worse than doing that work and then a few days later finding out that your image has been rejected because you forgot to check a box or, you know, some piece of metadata was wrong. Wirestock simplifies all of that by handling all of those tags and descriptions for you, which is super awesome. So let's go take a look at the entire process. So the first thing you will absolutely need to do is upscale your images. If you just take your Midjourney output and try to submit that to Wirestock or really any of the stock companies, it will end up getting pushed back. The image resolution is too low. So you can go to a site like upscale.media. That link is below. It's really easy to use. Just take your image and drag it in. Once it's in, just take this upscale and upscale it to, let's just say upscale 4. You can also choose to enhance the quality, and then we're pretty much ready to go. You can actually see how good it does here. So that's the original image there, which looks a little bit soft. And I don't know how much the YouTube compression is in our favor right now or not, but the AI upscaled image definitely looks a lot sharper. Upload our file, and this is the second most important thing beyond upscaling our image, is that we need to come to this additional info box and write generative AI. And that lets the Wirestock team know that this is an AI image, considering that the different platforms all have different rules when it comes to AI generated artwork. So depending on your image, you may additionally get this little pop-up here. Are there visible people in this image? You just hit yes there, and it will then ask you for a model permission for various marketplaces. Now, I know it's a weird thing to ask for a model release for an AI generated character, considering it's not a real person. I know Adobe has actually changed their policy in that it's not a model release, it's actually a property release, which is interesting. So anyhow, all you do is hit that click permission and then add in your name, address, blah, 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 and then you're set to go. I did talk to Wirestock about this. This is just sort of their release form, but they use this in order to handle the various policies across the various sites. You can also choose which marketplaces you want to sell your image on. So again, the plus side in doing that one release form is that we don't have to do it for each of these sites. Now, currently, I know that Alamy and Getty are not accepting AI generated images. But the advice that I was given is just leave the boxes checked, because if those policies ever change, Wirestock will submit your catalog to those sites. So, you know, you might as well put them in now and hope that the floodgates open at some point. And honestly, that's it. Our image is pretty much ready to go. You can see it's actually already tagged. It is under review right now. They do go through a manual review process. I haven't really seen it take longer than like a day or to a day and a half though. So it's pretty quick, which is super impressive. Wirestock is free to use and to sell on. They do have an upgrade to a premium plan. I'm not mad at it. I mean, considering especially what they do here. The price is reasonable at $7.79 a month right now, or paid monthly $12.99 a month. They have provided me with a promo code as well, which is Theomedia. So you can apply that if you choose to go premium. And in talking with Wirestock, they've got some pretty interesting tools in development right now. I mean, obviously I can't talk about them here. That's for them to announce. But I think it's going to be something that you guys will be pretty interested in. And they've got AI photo competitions going on, the grand prize of which was $1,000. And they plan to keep doing this. So that's worth checking out. And the image that took first place, that is a great image. Congratulations to you, Ian Palmer. That is fantastic work. So overall, I think that signing up for Wirestock is kind of a no-brainer if you're generating AI images. It's free, very easy to use, and at the very least, you can sign up for the AI art challenges and maybe win $1,000. And if you do want to dig in and go premium, I do have that 20% discount code below. Thank you everyone for watching. My name is Tim.